Hello and welcome back to another week of playing Pauper. This week's deck is Midnight Presence. We had so much fun with a combo deck last week that we're playing another one. This one is green-white instead of blue-red though, and it's existed for much longer than Is It Drake has. Let's look at the pieces of this deck. So the two combo pieces in this deck are Midnight Guard and Presence of God, which have been called Pauper's Splinter Twin combo. You get your Midnight Guard resolved, you stick a Presence of God on it, you tap the Midnight Guard, you make a 1/1 token, the token untaps the Midnight Guard, and then you repeat, and you can make infinite tokens. This deck hasn't shown up a lot in Pauper, because white-green is not a super powerful combination, and there's generally sufficient removal that you have to worry about your Midnight Guard surviving to be able to have the Presence of God put on it. But we are still going to make it work, or at least try to. Also in the deck, we have 4 apiece of Essence Warden, Soul Warden, and Soul's Attendant. They all do functionally the same thing, which is gain us life when another creature enters the battlefield. This can be used with the infinite combo to gain infinite life at the same time, so that after you make all your tokens, your opponent can't just untap and then burn you out or fly over with flyers and kill you. So you'll have all the time that you need generally to be able to go ahead and attack with the tokens that you've created. Even when you're not going infinite with tokens, these creatures are good ways to gain sufficient amount of life to survive the early game until you can execute your combo. So this deck can also win just by making a lot of tokens and not going infinite. Some of those token makers are Selesnya Evangel, Pallid Mycoderm, Sprout Swarm, and Scatter the Seeds. Pallid Mycoderm is notable because it takes the saprolines created by the cards on this page and lets you sacrifice them to pump all your other saprolines so you can attack for the win more quickly. Main deck we have very little interaction, but we do have 3 Journey to Nowhere as an efficient removal spell, and a single Spider Silk Armor to pump all of our tokens and make them immune to 1 damage effects. Out of the sideboard, we have 3 Aerial Volley for taking down Mono Blue Delver and other decks with flyers, 2 God's Willing, which can protect our Midnight Guard from targeted removal, 2 Circle of Protection Red, which can protect our face from burn spells. We also have the full 4 Gleeful Sabotage. Conspire is relatively easy to get in this deck with all the tokens we have running around, so it's a very good affinity hate card. We have the 4th Journey to Nowhere in case we need a little bit more targeted creature removal, and we have the other 3 Spider Silk Armor against decks that have ways to wipe out all of our one-toughness creatures at once. That's usually red or black decks that have Shrivel, Evankar's Justice, Electrickery, and the like. So that's the deck. You make a lot of tokens, you either make infinite and you win, or you just make a large number and you try to attack by going wide or by pumping your team with Pallid Mycoderm. So let's jump into a league and see how we do. Don't forget that you can submit your deck list to me at pauper@mtggoldfish.com or on Twitter at JakeStylesMTG. Many thanks to the multiple people who have submitted this deck list to me in the past, and especially to Jack, who submitted it most recently and whose deck list I am adhering most closely to. Alright, without further delay, let's get to the games.